for our 13th Age game here on Iconic Production. Welcome. Welcome back. Welcome, players. Yay, we get to still game.
Woo!
So again, my name is Becca. I am the GM for this game. We are playing 13th Age, and our campaign is The Heroes at the Edge of Desolation, and our heroes are the Obsidian Souls here with us tonight. We have the whole crew again, and I will give a recap. I would then like all my players to go around, remind everyone who they are, both in person and in character, and let us know if you got any icon relations. So, friends, roll your 6-sided dice for your icon relations. And that happened. This party started. So, as a reminder and a recap, see here. You guys are very loud.
You guys are very loud.
Some of you guys rolling dice are really loud.
Just gonna mute myself. Bye.
So the recap is our heroes are searching out the Scorpion General in order to stop her from rising again. And they have found their way into the chitinous dungeon, the prison that is holding the Scorpion General. They found a small tent organization and their friends, Trip and Darul, and they realize they are on the edge of a maze where they are pretty sure they need to find the center of the maze, which would be almost the control room. So they have started to go and head into the dungeon. They encountered some plants and some weird pixie things, and they did. I don't think they had too hard of a fight. Everybody stayed alive this time, so they're truly becoming the heroes that they were always meant to be. So,
Die.
You didn't die.
Well, no, I'm saying this time we die.
Oh, I mean, if you want, I can make
Right,
that.
it was kind of ominous that you, the GM, said this time they didn't die, or they didn't die this time.
Well, there's been a couple times where you guys have come close to dying at various points. But you're fine this time. So we're gonna start with Paul and Rachel. Introduce yourselves and tell me if you've got any icon relationships.
Cool, sounds good. I'm Paul. I'm playing Miles, a Pantheran rogue. For icons, I got a 5 on the Wanderer and a 5 on the Guild.
Okay.
I'm Rachel. I'm playing Vave. Vave is an Oxen Necromancer and / Warlord. And yeah, I got 0 icon relationships. So,
Okay.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna go over to Lee and Chris.
Hello.
Introduce your characters and relationships.
I'll go first. I'm Chris. I'm playing Darul, who is a dwarf barbarian. And as far as my iconic relationships, I got a 5 with the Rivner and a 5 with the Guild of Falling Leaves.
Okay.
My name is Lee. I play Trip, who is a Varthan Fate Weaver, and I got a 5 with Demoloth.
Ooh, all right. And last but not least, Shawnee.
I'm Shawnee. I play Y, who is she's what is she, like a wood elf chaos mage? She's wild. I don't even know. And she just found her new stone stick that is magical and incredible, and I'm so excited to freaking use it. What else am I supposed to say? Oh, I got a 5 with the Red Alchemist, and that's it, which sucks because I got 2 6s last time, and my brain did not use them, and I'm upset, but it's fine. Whatever.
Yes, so I will remind you all again. I'm putting this sticky note up on my monitor so I can see it. But I want to, remind you guys again that you can use these icon relationships to kind of manipulate your story and make it flow perhaps a bit more into your favor. However, with 5s in 13th Age, that means I get to add a complication. The complication isn't always obvious right away. And since it's a complication, you might not like it. But it is the way cookie crumbles. With a 6, you get what you want, and I don't get to add anything to it. But that's the joy of 13th Age. So, as we start, you are in the maze. You finished fighting the plant pods and the pixies, and you started walking again. You tell me, how long would you walk, not blindly, but just go?
500 miles?
Before you stop to question things.
And then another 500 miles?
I'd walk about 500 more.
You walked thousands to get here to that door. Okay.
Yep. No, I think reasonably speaking, oh man. I don't know.
I know, I wouldn't ask me. I would be using my stick and I'd go off forever until somebody stopped me.
Yeah, so we've got a map.
Like
And
half mile maybe.
You've got a bit of a map. But it is
We only have a
still,
piece.
yeah, you've got pieces. And you've got as much of a map as, cultists who have gone out and come back.
I remember there being a description of this map saying things like question marks and pixies and maybe don't go here, and kind of that vagary, like somebody was trying to chart it, but
Yes. So yeah, you do have a map, but it is incomplete. You realize at times that you've left where the map ends and have entered new territory. And so, since some of you guys wouldn't take that long, maybe about an hour later, you realize that you kind of looped. And there's something about all of the walls, they look so similar and the same. And so I need to know from you 5 what each of your characters would do in order to help the group navigate a maze. Yes, trigger rule.
I have a very important question before we jump into that.
Yes.
Again, my memories were lost at the start. I mean, out of character. My memories were lost at the start of our last session. My backgrounds, if I had my memories, would definitely play into it. I'm still operating under the assumption that I'm not with it.
You know you are a dwarf.
Mhm.
You do have your background of growing up in the mines. The memories you lost, your friends were trying to help. And in helping,
Stop.
to save all of your really important relationship memories. And so you don't exactly remember all of these people, and you don't remember people that you grew up with, but you do remember living in the mines. You can continue to use that background.
Okay.
Yes.
Then I would say that would be a great place to start. Using that background, I would have an idea of different ways for keeping track of where we're going, making marks on walls or something like that.
Okay, awesome. So the rule is going to help you kind of begin to remap out what's going on to find out if you guys have like repeated anything. So making the marks on the walls. Awesome.
Could I just spin some thread, some Varthan thread, just like a trail, like kind of lick it and stick it onto one wall and just keep going?
Oh yeah. Okay, so much like that one ancient myth that you've all heard about that happened, ages past with that one oxen and people, Trip spins out a thread to help find your way back to the beginning.
I mean, I could say rival temple infiltrator, since I use that a lot. But I mean, I would need to know my way back, so I guess if Darul was already making markings, I would just be noting those and maybe writing them down or something like that, just so I know.
Okay.
Making my own or adding to the map that we have.
Okay, so Miles is actually filling out the map. Awesome. Vave, why?
I, being the oxen that I am, I have a strong sense of smell. That's the thing, right? Sure.
I don't know. Is it a thing?
It's a thing. Sure, for sure. 100%. So it's like a Gandalf. Oh, the air smells slightly less foul in this direction. Like that, except more foul in the direction that we're going.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna guess that I don't have a lot to contribute to this. So I think that Y would be kind of in the front, like really distracted by her new stick and the possibility of it all. But I think that my job would be just finding new caves to go down. I'd be like, oh look, a cave, and then we would go down, and you guys would do your markings, kind of just following me around as I do so.
And decision. You're the all-important decision maker.
Yes.
I like that.
You decide left or right.
Mm-hmm.
Choose right.
Yeah, I think it's no. Always go left, right? Always go left.
Always go left, right?
It
Right.
it depends on pick a direction and go in that one. But I don't think Y does that.
All right, why? Where are we going?
So
we went straight last time, so I think we should go left this time. No, right. Because, yeah, right. Let's go right.
We're going right.
okay. So you guys go through the maze, marking, jotting it down, and it is a very extensive maze. After a few hours, and you rest, and you're fairly certain you can find your way back to the town if you need to. You do stumble into a room. It looks like you didn't come in through one of the actual entrances. You found kind of a crack in the wall. It was big enough to kind of clamber through. Y went forward. You enter this room, and one of your first impressions is it is square, and in the center is a large circular pillar with 3 doors in the pillar. So the pillar is maybe 10 feet in diameter, has 3 doors located on it. You walk around the room, and there's an entrance out of this room and an entrance into this room. So you have options to leave, not just through these doors. As you continue to wander through,
I
discovers piles of keys just kind of laying on the floor in the corner.
Cool.
I'm gonna go look at the doors and just see if there's any markings on them. If there's, I mean, since we're seeing keys, I want to see if, I don't know, if it's like each door is locked.
The doors are locked.
Are there any sort of inscriptions on it?
Nope,
Not on the pillar either.
not on the pillar either.
How many keys?
Dozens.
Like in comparison to a pile of leaves, what size pile of keys is over there?
You could not jump into this pile, but you could like kick your foot through it.
I'm glad you know where I'm going with that. Yeah, I want to go over and put my hands in the keys and throw them in the air, and so that it's raining keys.
Click, 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 click.
So pretty. Oh, and I want to grab some and put them in my basket, like a good handful of just random keys.
Okay. A handful is going to be about 7. 7 keys.
All right.
Do they all look similar? Are they very different?
They are all very different. Some of them are very plain. Some of them are very ornate. Some of them are silver, gold, bronze. Some of them even look obsidian or rock-like. Some are made out of wood.
I'm gonna just grab a key and stick it in a door to see what happens.
Okay.
That's smart. Good strategy.
Yeah, it
I'm
seems
gonna
kind of dumb.
Probably. That's how we got. So
You grab
I'm
a
ready.
random. Describe the key that you picked up.
Good question. It is a wooden key that is ornate. We'll say that. We'll just stick with that.
Okay, very intricately carved wooden key. You pick it up, you put it fits into the lock. You unlock the door, and it swings open. And 2 people come running out.
I'm going to close the door.
They are shorter than you. And they flip back their hoods, and you see it is a much younger version of Sorklop and one of the other temple acolytes that grew up with you. And they see you and they stop and they go, Miles, it's terrible. The temple is burning. What should we do? Should we go? Should we get help, or should we go back and save like the books or the artifacts? You have
This
to
is
tell us,
bad.
what should we do?
Oh no.
Wait, can I see them?
Yes, everybody can see them.
Oh, I want to run up to them and just hold them. I want to hug them. Oh, and I'm going to shove some keys in their hands.
Why
No.
run with them? Hugs.
Not going to let her do that.
The younger Sorklop or the other one that you don't recognize?
Both of them. If they both seem distressed, hugs are the best way to make it better, I think.
Okay, she hugs
And
them.
keys.
I'm
And
not
for,
going to let you in keys.
A minute, they feel solid in your arms, and then they just collapse. And then poof, disappear. And the keys that you shoved into their hands clatter to the ground. You
Cool.
look at the door, Miles, and the key that you had inserted is gone.
I'm going to just interject really quick here. I'm going to go scout out the entrance to this room just to see. We don't know what's out there, whatever.
All right, so one of the entrances, you peer out and you see some more of those plant pods that you had seen last week. I mean, just a few hours ago. And so, like, you would have come through them, you assume, to get to this room. The other doorway, very smooth stone, very uniform hallway, that goes for about 10 feet and then makes a hard right, and you can't see any farther.
Are there doors or are they just open?
Just open.
Okay, I'm going to mark an X by the plant pod ones and a circle by the other ones, just really quick.
Okay. You mark them so you know which way you think you should go.
I'm curious, Becca, was that a memory that I would have, is that something I would have remembered from my past, or was that?
Give me a history check, like for your own history. And it would be an intelligence plus level.
That's gonna be a 13.
You are fairly certain that when you were younger, the temple did not burn down. So this is not an accurate memory.
Not an accurate memory, meaning it's been changed, or okay. Cool. I think I don't know what to do with this. Anyone else?
Maybe do it again so we can figure out if it's a memory or not.
I'm
good.
befuddled.
I'm gonna take a bunch of keys and just jam them in all the locks to get all the kids out.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna intervene with that. Hold on.
There are kids in there, and their temple is burning down. We have to get them out.
No, that was through my door. That's not. It's not all doors.
Something's weird here, okay? This is more your realm, right? Like, you know some magic-y kind of things. Like, not real comfortable with all the magic stuff, but some weird is going on. Why?
Yeah, I don't know why either. Okay, we got to do something about it.
Trip, any ideas? Oh, sorry. Why?
No, that's probably good. You should interrupt me, definitely.
Good.
Can I use my bonus action, follow the thread, to gain a flash of insight as I touch? Do I want to touch the keys or the doors?
I would do the keys.
Okay, I'm gonna touch the keys.
Okay, tell me just a key or like a bunch of keys.
Class.
One.
I'd say lots.
Yep.
Okay, this is gonna be hard. I'm gonna pick up 3 different keys.
Okay.
And I am going to hold 2 like this, and then the other one I will be doing it like this, so I can feel the different threads, so to speak.
Okay. Is there anything special that drew you to these 3 keys?
Oh, that's a smart idea. So which keys did I pick up? I'm gonna pick up the wooden key for sure that Miles.
It's gone.
Oh,
My
it's
key's
gone.
gone.
It's gone.
It disappeared.
I'm gonna pick up 3 rando keys.
Okay. 3 random keys. You pick them up.
Mhm.
You cast your fate spell, if you will. You weave your spell. And you just get this sense of secrets, memories, and choices. And that you have to make a decision.
Okay.
Are the doors any different from each other?
Make an investigation check.
Can
That's going to be
someone else make
intelligence
that investigation check?
plus a background.
Someone-
And anyone is welcome to investigate the doors.
I recommend other people help because.
I just
Oh,
want to put a key in one of the doors, please.
Okay.
Is that
What?
intelligence?
Intelligence
Maybe-
plus level plus background. Tell me what the key is going to. Which key did you put in, Shawnee?
Yeah,
What is
I'm gonna pick one that looks like very, very, very old copper, like so rusted and gross you probably can't even tell it's like copper anymore. Like that dirty penny that you find like in your washing machine, like underneath it or something.
Okay.
Get that key, shove it right in there. Ooh, but I'm gonna be sneaky about it, I think. Like you said, it's a pillar, there's doors all around it.
Yeah, there's 3 doors.
I wanna go on the other side. While they're investigating, I'm gonna go on the other side.
Okay. I'll get to you in just a second. Who investigated?
Me. I got
Miles?
a 25.
A what?
25.
Okay. The 2 doors that you look at are exactly the same. Like the wood, the doors, you see a nick on one of the lintels around the door, and that same nick is on the second one. And as you go around to investigate the third one, that's when Y turns the key and the door pops open, and Lady Etienne from Druthin stumbles out,
Oh,
and she goes,
great. Love
Oh.
this lady.
I found you. You have to come and help. The elements, they're no longer balanced. You have to do something. Will you come back and help me?
No, I'm not gonna let her go in. I'm gonna pull Y away and close the door.
Lady Etienne has stepped out, so you can close the door. That's
I'm
fine.
gonna go in.
But she's sitting there staring at Y.
Normal idea.
And she goes, you have to help.
I mean, that's the point.
Without you,
I'm gonna be like, sister, they're not even balanced in my head. What am I supposed to do for you?
you're the champion. You're supposed to make them all balanced.
Because
It's
Part of
your
the-
fault
Right.
that they're like this.
Right.
choice. You have to make a choice. I'm gonna pick up a key and I'm gonna walk right into that room.
No, don't do it. It's a trap.
It's a
I
trap.
think it's a trap.
The door has closed behind Lady Etienne. So you're gonna put a key into one of the doors?
Mhm.
Yep.
I'm making a choice. The key said make a choice, so I'm making one.
Did. Okay. You are putting your key into a door.
Mhm.
Why? Do you have an answer? Or what do you have to say to Lady Etienne?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm
I
gonna say
thought
you're
the door-
absolutely right. It's up to me to fix this. And then I'm just gonna give her a hug and hold on to her and pet her hair and say everything's gonna be okay. But that's it. I'm not gonna like go in
she
or anything.
collapses like the kids do and disappears.
Aw. And then I'm
Um,
gonna scream, guys, my hugs take people away. They make them disappear.
Trip, you put your key into the door, you open it, and you want to walk through.
Yeah, I'm gonna step in.
Start to walk through, and you run smack into well, I would like to say an old friend, someone from your days in the theater. One of your
Okay.
stagehand friends is there, and he sees you. He goes, "No, you can't come in, Trip. It's the fires. They're gonna go
Fires
out."
of Leona.
Yes. You gotta run away. If they catch you, they're gonna blame it on you.
She's
Okay, that
gonna
wasn't what I
she's
was-
gonna sidestep him and keep walking.
You walk back out the door you just came in.
She looks utterly upset.
Huh. I'll go ahead and try the same thing, Lee. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm gonna open the door, but I'm gonna wait for something to happen.
Hey, Miles, you open that door and the 2 young acolytes come running out again. And they say, Miles, the temple is burning. What should we do? Do we go tell someone, or do we go back and save things?
I'm gonna ask, who are you?
It's Thorclaw. What do you mean, who am I?
who's behind Sorklop? Not person, but who? Like, is there someone behind the face of Sorklop?
You peer in. It looks like Sorklop, and he looks at you kind of funny, and he's like, behind me. And he kind of looks back. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to say, let me go help, and I'm going to walk inside.
Okay, you walk in through the door, and then you walk back out the door.
I don't like this game.
Sorklop says,
Maybe
Miles, you have to tell me what to do. I don't know. You are always so much smarter than me.
Why do I have to choose? I left the temple.
You did. I guess that was your choice, wasn't it?
Just tell him what to do. Just be like, get out of here, dang chumps.
Sorklop looks sad. And then he turns around and he goes, okay, I'll decide this time. And he turns around and walks back into the room, or back through the doorway.
Oh, shoot.
I feel like our paths are just changing. I don't like it.
Oh, no.
Well, they absolutely did blame the fires of Leona on Trip. So
They did. Whether or not it was warranted is another story.
So
We'll have to find out when we go there.
oh God.
Yes.
since I wouldn't be able to understand
Ooh,
Trip,
thank you.
I'm gonna ask Miles just what is going on. Aren't those the same kids from before? What's the deal?
They were the same kids from before.
Hey, Marty.
I recognize them, but... Oh, Trip's trying to say something. Trip, what were you trying to tell me? Nothing? Well, we can't go in, and that's all I know. It wants us to make a decision. I had it make its own decision, but I don't know what that means.
What was Trip doing with the keys earlier? Did that get explained?
Yeah, I'll let you explain, Lee.
She definitely told Miles what was going on with the keys.
Right.
She tells Miles everything.
You want to explain to the group what
Mm-mm.
happened?
Mm-mm.
You're on mute.
Sorry, dog.
She can only relay to you because nobody else can understand her. So she relayed
Right,
it to you.
I can't remember exactly what Becca had told you. Do you want to just tell them as if I was saying it?
The keys represent a choice, decisions, and memories.
Choice, decision, and memories. Huh.
So what was yours? What was with the kids?
Mine was a choice on what to save out of a temple when it was on fire.
Hey, Lee, were the 3 things specific to the keys? Or she just said choice decision?
I only get a glimpse, so she doesn't really know.
Okay, so it could be all 3 of them at one time. It doesn't necessarily have to be a choice, a decision.
It could take a memory, and you have to make a choice based on something that it gives you. I don't know. This is something to mark on the map, and maybe we continue on, or I don't know. If anyone has a good icon relationship, now would be a good time to use it, in my opinion.
I don't have a good one for this.
Smart.
I also don't.
I don't have any.
I mean, we're trying to find the scorpion gal person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Time is kind of the essence, right?
Yeah, I feel like we should move on.
Okay.
Wait, we should try one last thing before we go.
The last door.
Yeah, let me do it again. Let me get another key. One that looks like cooler, like maybe a obsidian key. Yeah. Okay. Let me get an obsidian key, stick that business in a door, open that, pop it right open.
I did not think you were going to say business.
Okay. Why? You put another key into the door, unlock it, it opens, and for a half second you think nobody is coming out, and then a figure, a tall elven figure, walks out the door, sees you, and salutes. He says, "Ah, Lady Y, it is good to see you." And it takes you
Orion?
right on your shoulder. You feel his hands like tighten, and this tall elven man in full commander like uniform has saluted you, and he goes, "Of course, it is I, Orion, your personal guard, Captain."
Boyfriend.
Hubba. Okay. Wait, what'd you say?
What are your orders?
Oh god.
Do the Macarena.
After give me defend.
Defend.
Very good, ma'am. And he does an about face and walks back through the door.
No. No.
See you later.
And Orion on your shoulder. Whoa!
No. Get down.
All right. I'm satisfied now. Let's leave.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do with this at this moment. I would like to kind of hide the keys though.
Hide what?
Give it.
Hide the
Dig a
keys. Hide the pile of keys.
No.
Where are you going to hide them?
I don't know. Is there a hole I could put them in, or
You could take them back and put them out in the hallway.
That's about it.
Why don't we just jam the locks?
Full of keys.
I don't know.
But then what if we wanted to unjam him? Let's just scoot him out of the way and get going.
Yeah, let's just leave them. And I like your idea there, Darul.
Could we not carry
Right.
them?
I mean, we can carry some. I think Y has some.
Mhm.
I'll go ahead and pocket
So-
a couple.
I'm not touching them. Too much
Okay.
magic stuffs. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna take 5 of them and just put them in my pocket.
Okay, write it down. Cool. All right, so you do not go through the doorway that has the X that Darrell said we probably came from that way. You go through the doorway that has the O, or correct?
Yeah, I kind of explained what I saw and why I think we should go that way.
Okay. Cool. So you guys continue on. I would like to know, how is your character feeling? Are they comfortable with what is happening? Are they on edge?
Oh, I'm super comfy.
I'm feeling good about being here. I'm very confused as to what the pillar was.
I'm on edge.
I just had an idea. Hey Becca, does that old book that I have say anything about this pillar?
Start reading.
I'm gonna start reading for sure.
Dave, how did you feel about all that you just saw?
I'm really uneasy about this whole deal. Yep.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, I'm indifferent. I don't think anything. I'm just living my life. You know, weird things happen every day. That's fine.
That is very true.
And I got my best friends around me.
Good. Miles.
Yeah.
Have you read the entire book?
Yeah, I would say over our travels, like through the desert and whatnot, I've read through the entire thing.
Okay. There is no specific mention of this room, but you come upon a passage that you find somewhat interesting. And it discusses the fact that this dungeon was created by wizards who wanted to keep the Scorpion General locked up. And so the only people who would be able to pass freely through the dungeon would be those of pure heart and pure motive who wouldn't be interested in releasing the Scorpion or for gaining power of their own. As a result, the author kind of surmises or guesses that there's going to be tests and trials to establish purity.
Okay.
Oh man.
So I'm going to relay that to them and say that that was likely a test to see if we were good or bad or neutral. And if we were trying to release the queen.
Did we pass?
I'm going to say
not fine.
I think that if we hadn't, it would have tried to do something to us.
I think if we hadn't, we would be walking around in circles. So we might be walking around in circles.
I mean, we can go back to we haven't gone very far. We can go back and see what happens if we answer something that would relate to the queen.
Let's do it.
You want to try
Let's
that?
do it.
Okay. I'll be the guinea pig.
Good luck.
Since you didn't answer last time.
Yeah, I went right on there. That's a
And
lot.
going back.
Yep, circle back.
Okay. You circle back. You come back to the room. Looks
Okay.
pretty much the same.
I grab one of the keys and I put it in the door. A door.
Okay. Tell me about the key you picked.
This one was just a simple stone key.
Okay. You insert it, you unlock the door, it swings open, and maybe half a beat later, Boaz comes stumbling out of the door. He is covered in blood. There are wounds all over him, and he has his giant battle axe that you saw hanging on the wall.
Okay.
In his hands. And he sees you and he kind of collapses to his knees in relief and he goes, "Oh, Obsidian Souls. Are you here to save us this time?"
Yes. We are here to keep the queen at bay.
He's a general. She's a general.
Why does that matter?
It does matter. You
Fine.
said the
Sorry,
queen.
the Scorpion General. I feel like I do that every single time.
Yeah, you 100%
I need to write it
do.
down. Anyways,
You guys just really want her to be queen, apparently. It's fine.
I apparently
I
want
thought
her
she was a queen this whole time.
The general, but that's fine. Boaz then holds out his giant battle axe to you and he says, "Then rally the troops."
Where are they?
Do it, I think. Do you take the battle axe from him?
It's gotta
I'll-
be freaking massive.
I'll take the battle axe and try and hold it.
What's your strength, Miles?
It's not awesome. And that's why I said try to hold it. My strength is a 10.
You got it. It's fine.
Well, I'm gonna like rest it on the ground, sort of like a staff almost. You
Yeah,
know.
then you're fine. Then you can look regal.
Yeah, exactly. That was my goal.
Boaz looks up at you and says, "Thank you."
How?
And then collapses and disappears, and the battle axe disappears from your hand.
I'm gonna knock on one of the doors. Cool.
Wait, what happened? What happened to the room that he was in, though?
Oh yeah. Was there anything behind him?
No, it was just darkness. I mean, if you want to go through the door,
I'll
You
come
can.
right back out of it. Is that what you mean to say? You know what? Kicks and giggles. I'm gonna walk through the door.
come right back out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Any other ideas?
Let's just
could
keep doing it until all the keys are gone.
I could intentionally act like I'm going to release her and see what happens.
I don't know if I like that idea.
Hey, we have a control group, we have a positive group, and now we need a negative group. So
All right, do your thing. I don't like that idea. I'm just gonna tell you now. I think it's terrible.
I don't know if it's necessarily going to work because obviously Trip's not here to do that. So, but
Wait,
chill. I don't know. You won't. Is it
Oh.
worth it?
right. I mean, we could try and convince it otherwise once you've said something like that.
Okay.
See how it goes.
I'm crippled in fear.
I am too. Oh, also, I need to use the recovery anyways, so I'm gonna do that now.
or we could keep going and see if we're walking in circles before we do that.
Oh wait, wouldn't we know we're walking in circles by markings and threads?
You would, yeah.
And we haven't come across our markings or threads.
No,
because we
you left the room, and then you came back. So no.
So
Well,
I
then
mean, we could just
keep-
move on.
Yeah. I mean,
Cool.
I don't feel like this is a gauntlet yet because it lets you leave.
I like that.
All right.
I don't like that smirk that you had there, Becca.
Let's work.
I mean, I saw it too. I did that entirely intentionally to see what kind of reaction I'd get.
All right, let's move on.
Notes. It's fine. All right. Cool. Okay. So you guys continue on out of the room.
Mark.
Say that again.
Mark.
Yes,
He's
mark.
marking.
So in your marking, anytime you do come back to a spot, you realize, like, you come back and there was a fork in the road, and so you try the other direction and you're successful. So you're still in a maze. You're not looping back in and on yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd mark like on the right side every time, and I'd start with a vertical if I saw it again, and I'd, do a horizontal, or if it was a way that seemed to loop back, maybe just an X or something. But
Okay.
There'd be some system.
Yeah.
I'd get it.
Yeah.
Onward and inward word.
So maybe another 45 minutes in this maze, and you see another doorway. It is dark in there. You all, again, in 13th Age, we don't care about how you see in the dark, because everyone can somehow. You have a special dwarven lantern. You have torches. You have night vision because you're a spider. Or a cat. So you all have the ability to see. Even though this room is dark, you can see it. And as you guys step in, just making sure you guys are like walking through.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
Miles is staying outside. All right.
No, I'm going in.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I said why not? Not I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were saying that Y was not going in the room.
You find this room. It's about 20 by 20 feet. There is another door on the far side that you can exit from. And on first glance, you think you entered a room that has like wooden walls before you realize that it's not that the walls are wood, but they are just covered in plaques that have writing on them.
Can we read them?
Yes.
What do some say?
Just out of curiosity, I know you can all speak common. Does anyone have any other languages that they speak?
I think so. I think I speak Verthan. Wait, I do.
You do speak Berthan.
Duh.
And then
And
Dwarven. Or
Dwarf.
Dwarven.
Dwarvish, yeah.
Miles speaks Varthan and Common.
Yeah.
I don't know if Miles can read Varthan.
No. I'm just learning how to speak Varthan because of, Trip.
Because it's convenient.
Vave, are there any other languages you know how to read?
There are many languages that I am fluent in because I am a warlord and have traveled miles and miles.
Nice.
Enjoy that.
Miles?
Ha 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 ha.
Why? Are there any other languages that you read?
No. I'm guessing since I was in the woods just alone that I wouldn't have much. Although mercenary to outlying cities, but I'm guessing since they were outlying cities, they'd probably all speak common anyways. So yeah, no. It's kind of a wonder I can speak in sentences anyways.
You also know like Elvish.
Yeah, it'd probably be kind of broken now though, because I hadn't been around my people for a long time.
Okay.
I do have one thing written down. It's the deity that, I don't know, the temple I used to work at. It's Azometh's temple,
Yes.
god of knowledge. Is there any language associated with that?
Nothing in particular that I know off the top of my head, but if he is the god of knowledge, gathering knowledge such as what is on the writings would be something that you could attribute to some of your learning.
Okay.
But you guys look around and these plaques are written in hundreds of languages, and some of them look old. Some of them look like they were carved yesterday. And they're various languages, and you can all read some of them. And the ones that you can read say things like, the air will walk again. H-E-I-R. Air, not A-I-R. It says, the elements will be bound beneath her hand and crushed beneath her heels. The verdant fields will wither and die. The queen's force will feel the poison in its veins. Long live the emperor.
Do they all say the same thing?
No, that's what some of the things that they say.
They each have like one sentence carved into them. So these are several different ones that you see, just some of the ones that you read. If everyone would like to make an intelligent roll, so intelligence plus level, plus a background that you feel would be helpful for you to put together clues. pieces
say-
of information.
She's intelligence.
I think so.
And then Chris, what's your other background for Darrell? It's living in the mines and
I had Life in the Mines, Dwarven Blacksmith, and Volcanic Explorer.
okay. You still have those backgrounds.
I just got a non-nat 20.
I got 27, and I'm using Temple Diplomat.
Okay.
I'm using Famed Fortune Teller.
Nice.
I can
Wait.
provide explanation if needed.
This is to put the pieces together, make it make sense.
I mean, Warlock.
So I rolled a natural 4.
Me too. Woo!
Yay, 4. My intelligence modifier is a +1. Would I add level?
Oh, I forgot my intelligence modifier. It's fine.
Intelligence modifier and level, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that brings me to 8. And if I tried to say, let's see, living in the mines, there would probably be a lot of things I'd have to fix or put together, take apart, or do other things. And I'd have to be dealing with mines. So it's not always going to be the same. I'd have some puzzling, tinkering kind of thing. But I mean, at best, that's 11.
Okay.
I actually got a 22, not a 20.
22, 11, 27. Sorry, what was
9.
that? Why? 9. 9's a good one. Hey.
Woo.
I got a 20.
Ooh, at 20. All right. So we're going to start low, so where everybody is and then how it adds up. So to start with the 9, these are the rantings of a crazy person.
And I would know them well. Yeah.
That's why you got that information. Cool. As someone who's lived in the mines and dealt with having to understand the ages of stone and even wood to know, do you need to replace that beam or not? While the ages of all these woods look different, the ones that look like they were carved yesterday, when you really look close, have a very fine layer of dust on them. They were not carved yesterday. They have been here for quite some time. With a 20, or at a 20, you are putting together. No, everybody. I'm assuming you guys are all going to share this.
Yeah.
But I'm teasing. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going. Yeah, no, I get that. At a 20, these are writings of the people who probably followed the Scorpion General. And probably the things that were said as she marched across Centauri, which is the continent that you guys are on. Above the 20, with my 22 and my 27, these are part prophecy, part promise of retribution, and you recognize some of the icons being mixed into these prophecies. So if you remember from the Temple Miles, the Scorpion is an icon from several ages ago. And the Scorpion General is considered his heir. The current icon for the Cardane Empire, which Druthin is a part of, is the Empress. But this is Long Live the Emperor, so you can assume it was not current icon. And then the Queen's Forest is probably the Spell Queen's Forest of Estelin. And she has been around for several ages. So if this is several ages ago, some of the icons are still around today, and some of them are not anymore. So some of the ones that are not around anymore, the Scorpion, the Emperor, and the Elements are no longer icons. The Queen, the Spell Queen, still is.
So is it a puzzle that we're looking at?
It doesn't seem to be a puzzle as much as it is. You feel like you're almost looking at
Propaganda.
possibility of the future. If the Scorpion General was to escape this dungeon, this is what you would hear from her armies. This is what would happen. She would raise the fields. She would bind and crush the elements. She would poison the forest. That kind of thing.
Okay.
So bad stuff.
Probably.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, I'd say we can keep moving on. Mark it down in my map as I have the pillar and all that other stuff. Throw that out there.
Okay.
Yeah. Move on.
Since you guys took the time to read through them and puzzle this out, so write this down. You get a one-time +5 bonus to a single skill check involving the Scorpion General.
You said plus what bonus?
+5.
Holy moly.
So at some point while you were in this dungeon, you get a one-time +5 bonus to a skill check.
Okay.
As you've kind of reasoned through her purpose, her desires, what is going on with the cult, and also because you've been to the temple and understand the cult a little bit better.
Neat.
Is there no water in there?
I feel like a sound should play something like da 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 da.
All right, let's keep mazing this thing.
All right.
Or demazing. That's not a thing. Never mind. I withdraw that.
No, I liked it.
Withdrew. You're good.
All right. You continue on. There is a part of you that might be feeling a little unsettled. Maybe part of you is going, all right, this is a day of the life of the Obsidian Souls. We got this, no problem.
I mean, sorry.
Can I say that again?
Going to make a smart alecky comment, but I'll withdraw it.
So I'm curious. As we're getting further into this temple, are we feeling different? Like, are we feeling a presence? Things like that?
Miles, would you make a wisdom roll?
Plus level and stuff.
Wisdom plus level.
Cool. That's a 20, not natural.
You,
Dang it.
with that question and thinking about this, you feel a pressure building. Kind of just at the base of your brain.
As in the Scorpion General who's in my head is trying to do something, or something around us is doing something?
Or you're getting closer to her. So she could be getting more powerful? Yes, babe.
So is that just in his brain, or are we all feeling this pressure?
Why don't you make a wisdom roll?
Yes.
Apparently she rolled well.
It was almost really bad, but then it went. Oh. Just like
Wisdom.
Like I should. Was that for?
If you would like to also see if you... So wisdom would be that kind of sensing. So if you would like to make that perception, sensing what is going on as you guys are getting deeper in and theoretically closer to the Scorpion General, you are welcome to.
Because we're kind of talking about it. It seems like, and we're. I don't know. The same way we were sharing knowledge earlier, we're all kind of discussing how we feel. Okay, that's just what I wanted to ask. I'm sorry for interrupting, Rachel.
no, that's okay.
fine. So go for it if you would like to make that roll of do you perceive, do you sense what's going on? Rachel, what did you...
Oh, go ahead.
I got a 23.
Okay. You don't feel that presence in your head, but there's definitely a sense of foreboding. And you seem to recall back in Castle Safan when you guys were standing on top of that glass entombed army, that sense of a presence and that sense of unease is definitely bearing down on you.
Okay. I'm curious, or I guess I'm going to tell everyone in the group that I have this feeling of pressure in the back of my head, and they all know, but I'm going to remind them that the Scorpion General is in my head.
I didn't.
Yeah, you.
Much I remember lately. It's all kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, I don't know why you lost your memory, but I mean, things.
I can't remember.
Someone rolled a lot of natural ones. That's what I remember.
Oh.
It just told me that it might be her fault. I'm
Sorry.
kidding. I would never say that.
all my fault.
Hey, it's not your fault. I mean, it's my fault too.
What did you roll for your wisdom check?
Did you ask me that?
Or Darul?
Oh,
Why?
sorry.
If you would
sorry.
like to roll, you can. But
Nah, I don't think I have a lot of wisdom.
okay.
12 with modifiers. So maybe I don't really feel it.
No, you do feel that sense of unease, and it.
Felt that the whole time.
But this one starts. It is starting to almost feel familiar.
Oh, familiar as in like we've done the.
We've been in Castle Savon before.
Guys, I got a bad feeling about this.
Okay. Tread
Why?
lightly.
No way.
That's it.
Do we continue forward?
I mean, that's what we're here for.
All right.
Can we move sideways?
That would be aggressively unproductive.
Oh, I don't know. Can we go sideways and see if there's any like hidden wall? You know?
That's fair.
Investigate for that.
I'm gonna. All right.
Roll investigation plus level plus a background. That would help you find secret passages. And doors.
Stagehand would actually, and hold on. Well, I don't know anything because I just got a nat one.
So
It's
if I
almost
know,
like deja freaking view.
since I know that she's looking for stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and just peek around as well.
Maybe it's behind one of the plaques.
Okay.
And is that
Why?
open?
Why? Orion kind of pats you a little and goes, You've been quiet. Are you okay?
I don't really know what's going on.
Welcome to the club.
You know,
sweetheart.
I don't have to know what's going on when it comes to some of the, the bigger people. But I do know we're going on the right path because look, and he pulls out his necklace and it's pointing directly like down the hall.
Why did we not
Oh yeah.
do this before? Are you kidding me?
We're
I'm
done.
gonna say, Orion, that is a beautiful necklace. And then I'm
I
going
told
to
you
just
that was
zone out and rejoin the conversation.
Okay. He tucks it away.
I hate you.
What?
Well, think about it. I would be like that, you know?
You're right. I wonder
No,
if
you're right.
Orion
I'm
would be
just so
smart enough.
frustrated.
Is Orion smart enough to tell us things?
Yeah, he's
Because he would want to finish his mission.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just ask Orion what he's got going on.
What do you mean, Sir Miles?
Do you have any thoughts? Have you felt this sort of presence that we're feeling?
Well, so I was sent here to take care of this situation. And I'm very glad that you guys are here with me. It's my mission to make sure the Scorpion General remains here in this temple or in this dungeon. And I'm a little nervous, but I think we can do it.
Okay. Cool.
Word.
I guess let's just keep walking.
I mean, yeah, you guys are going in the right.
You think we
You
should
could
go?
ask.
Where do I think we should go? And he kind of pulls out his necklace, and it's like, I guess we got to keep going.
Yeah, he's got the necklace. He knows what's up. Don't worry.
Cool. Let's follow your necklace.
Okay.
That's a good idea. Let's go.
Okay. So you follow the necklace, and when it turns, you turn, and when it goes straight, you go straight. And eventually you feel, especially Miles, as you've been marking down on the map, you feel you are very close to the center of the dungeon.
Okay. Have
And
pressure been building?
say that again?
Has the pressure been building in my
The pressure is definitely building in your head. It's starting to turn into like a headache.
Hmm.
And you enter a narrow, it's narrow in that it's maybe 15 feet wide, but a good 50 feet long room. And at the far end of it is a door. It's not wood, and it's not quite metal. It's some sort of gray marble slab.
Wait, is this in your brain?
Man. I'm gonna be in the very back and encourage others to go forward.
So what is the
Yeah.
marching order?
I'm in front with Orion.
Yep.
Oh boy.
roll-
I'm second.
Okay. Vaven Trip, and then Miles.
I'm in the very back.
Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna poke the marble gray thing with my stick.
So she's up front.
So you step into the room in order to poke the door.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna check and see if it's trapped or anything.
I would like everyone to make a perception check. For me.
Oh man.
Is
That's
It's not,
good.
it's not an even surface.
perception would be intelligence?
Wisdom.
Thank you. I mean, it's the same modifier. I'm not really. Oh, good.
Is it plus a background?
Yes.
Oh,
Plus a background that would help you see things.
See things. Oh,
17.
I got a
Using
28.
play stage hand.
That's a good one.
12.
12. 28
28.
for Miles. Babe.
26.
26. And why?
Solid 11.
Okay. So you walk into the room, and
Mm-hmm.
why? You make it. You walk up to that door, and as Y reaches the door, two large. Hang on. Let me see if I got a description for you. Two large golems
Friendly. Oh, sorry.
in a reflective mirror-like metal step in between Y and the rest of the group. Two more step between Miles and the rest of the group. So it goes Y and Orion, two golems, Darul, Vaven, Trip, two golems, Miles. The four golems are facing inward to the three of you, Darul, Vaven, Trip, and you hear one of them kind of grind out as if his voice box, vocal cords, magical implement that allows him to speak, whatever that is, hasn't been used in some time. And it says, I don't know if I can, I'll attempt briefly. No, I'm not going to be able to be loud enough, but it says you are denied entry. Leave the room.
Who's denied entry?
It doesn't say names, but they're all facing in on Vave, Trip, and Darul.
Where's this mirror?
The golems are made out of this mirror-like reflective metal. And you realize as they move, because of the way the mirrors reflect, they almost turn invisible. And so some of you, why, did not see them at all as you walked into the room. Others saw it might have been like a pile of something, but it didn't register as danger. And Miles, it didn't register as danger to you because it was not dangerous to you at the time.
Right. Well, you guys heard the mirror people. Beat it.
I assume I can hear this too, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna ask, why are they not permitted to enter?
The golems do not answer you.
Can they see him?
I'm sure they could.
What happens if I try and walk past one of them?
You're gonna get Hulk smashed, dude.
You gonna walk past them?
I mean,
Good. Nothing's gonna happen because they granted us
yeah,
entry
it's
already.
good.
So
It's not going for me, so I'm gonna attempt to walk slightly past one.
You walk past the two between you and the three of your friends. Are you gonna walk past the other two to join Y?
I am.
They allow you to pass and you join Y.
cool.
The golems repeat. You are denied entry. You must leave this room.
I would just say why, like asking the golems why, not shouting out to our friend why.
I'm Rachel just brought up this point, but I bet it's because of the pillars and how Y and I answered, and how none of you guys ever talked to the door.
I talked to my door.
But
I
what did
made a
you say?
choice. I
What
made a
choice?
choice.
What choice?
Well, you just went into the door. You didn't tell them what to do.
Mine wasn't asking me to tell it to. Mine was telling me don't go or they will blame you.
Maybe that's
Well,
why.
then you went,
Yeah.
right? So that might be a choice.
It is true.
So maybe you
It
guys,
is a choice. I made that choice.
maybe you guys have to go back to the door and make a better choice. I don't know.
It works like that. I feel like it's a one-time only option. There ain't no reload screen.
I like that option though. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but what are we supposed to do? Just let you guys go while we return later?
I mean, we have a map. We know all the turns to make.
I suppose.
You guys can be our backup.
Or one of you guys could try and walk past.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Ooh.
I mean, you could try and walk past in the leave direction and see what they do.
Did the golem say anything back when I said why?
No, it did not answer you.
I'm gonna try to walk past.
Okay. You walk
Flip
past. You are now standing with Miles and Y.
Okay,
I made a
now
choice.
somebody's gonna walk into the door, so
I don't want to go in. I feel like I'm
Can
going
I
to be
touch a golem? Can I just like
Flash of insight.
Yeah. You can touch the golem.
all right, I'm gonna follow the thread.
Okay. These golems seem to be linked to a crystal.
The crystal ball
or
that controls everything in the center, that watches
well,
everything.
isn't there like a crystal cave or something too?
Theoretically, there is a cavern of crystals.
My thing. Yep.
Crystal cavern with something in it.
Dungeon vault.
Do I know anything about this crystal?
This is a moment where I will remind you guys we made up this dungeon together.
Yep.
You have 25 points that you can use to help boost skill checks. Remembering what exactly that crystal is, what you can do with these golems, that kind of thing.
Could I potentially use my +5 regarding the scorpion general?
Yes.
Cool.
What do you want to be able to do, Trip? Do you want to just know what's going on with them? Do you want to stop them? Do you want to...
I don't want to stop them. I think what they're doing is they're preventing people from releasing the scorpion general. I think they're on our side.
Okay.
What I'd want to do is kind of figure out what it, I guess I want to know more about the crystal, who created it, where it is, if it's in this place, if it's not, if an icon is controlling that crystal or protecting it, stuff like that.
Okay. So this is like a very much a knowledge information, so an intelligence check. background,
Okay.
level, and then plus 5.
I would say famed fortune teller is going to be my background because, you know, myth and legend, and there's a story. So that's going to be a plus 10 technically if I add that other one that you gave us. And then plus intelligence
And level.
and level. Okay.
And we don't
Well, I
have
already got a 16 already. So that's 26, 27, 31.
hey Lee, I would maybe hold on to some of those points.
That wasn't any of the, I just used my own 5.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
and-
those points you can add on after a check. So after you have failed, you can use to add on to those points if you feel the need. So, Trip, with a 31, it feels like the universe is open to you. You see that in all the dimensions. So, these golems are doing their job. You have this sense that beyond this door is kind of the control panel, the control room, the one of the last steps between the security and the actual prison. Once you go through this door and you get to the control room and you leave, you will actually be inside the prison of the Scorpion General. So these golems are making sure that anyone going in are both.
Hey. Hold on, my dog. Yeah.
Stop that.
Sorry, my dog started eating his own bed.
You're okay.
She won, man.
So the golems want to make sure that you are strong enough to be inside the prison, and B, you are not going to attempt to do a breakout of the prison, but you are going in for the correct reason. For your friends who are kind of trapped in between them, while reasoning with these golems is not possible because they don't have a soul or intelligence, perhaps there is a way to rewire or get them to accept Darul and Vave as a part of this group that at least the majority has pure intentions.
Okay. So
Do we want to go in?
yeah, I do.
I mean, us 3 could walk in there to start.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I mean, we could also see what happens if the others try and walk past. Because, I mean, you walked right past.
Well, I walked right past because I went through a door. Though at the same time, I feel like, well, yeah, so golems aren't necessarily, at least based on my own lore, Becca can correct me if I'm wrong, but like golems really aren't designed with the innate, like, you shall pass, you shall not pass. They are programmed. So if they're programmed, it doesn't matter if somebody's pure of heart or not. They basically have to have some kind of secret magical barcode that I believe we all have except the 2 of them.
Okay.
So my thought is they should not walk by unless they want to fight with golems, which
Cool.
Darul might, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But we need these golems intact because they do protect this place and we need them to be functional.
I like that too. If you know that there's a security system, I'm assuming you're relaying this information to us. I think once we get in there, we should allow our friends access, but then put it in sort of like a lockdown, like maybe like a warning mode, like, hey, bad things are going to happen.
I would like, given the fact that the cultists are literally inside, just on the like exterior chambers, so to speak, I definitely think that a lockdown, sorry, my dog has a battering ram for a tail.
Oh,
I believe that God, that I think we should do a lockdown.
Cool. Let's do this thing.
Okay. So I'm gonna attempt to open the door.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow through.
Okay.
I also assume that we have relayed, Miles, since I can't, that you've relayed this information to Vave and Darul.
Yeah, I told them to stay put.
Okay.
Okay.
Be right back.
All
So don't fight the golems.
Don't fight the golems.
Okay.
Okay. Do I successfully go through the door?
It is a marble slab. How would Trip open it? Push, pull.
I think she would touch it and kind of like do like a its soul feels this way. She would push on a specific side. What are you doing? Ow!
Using her fate weaver abilities, her ability to follow the thread and understand the innate soul of things. Trip seems to push on a very specific section of the door, and it slides open.
Yay!
Good job, Trip. I'm gonna like high five you.
She's gonna be like,
Hi, Pincer. Hi, one. Yeah.
This, as the door opens, inside this other room, you can see light shifting and warping as though it's being viewed through rippling water. And as you kind of peer in Vaven Darul, you can kind of see as you look around the golems, you see a large crystal set on a simple wooden block in the middle of the room.
I'm gonna go look into the crystal.
It's murky and white.
I'm gonna see if I can see different areas of the dungeon.
Boop, 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 boop. How would you see different areas of the dungeon?
Wish it.
Oh, can I use, all right, hear me out. Could I use my red alchemist thingy to maybe be able to know how to use the ball or general information about such items?
Yes.
Neat.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Why? Using your Red Alchemist 5,
Dang it.
you are able to kind of find different pieces around, and you find the first thing that you're able to find is kind of a viewing port of, at first you think it's an empty room, and then you see a woman, very severe, like sharp angled cheekbones, face sitting in the middle of an empty room, cross-legged, with her hands folded in her lap as if she's meditating. And as you stare at her, suddenly she looks up, and I mean, here in America, we'd say into the camera at you.
Whoa.
And then you kind of shift it and you find the part where it's the golem's override system. And it asks one question. And you get the sense that both Vave and Darul need to answer this. And the question is, why are you here?
can they answer it?
Like, did we hear this in the other room?
I'm just gonna relay that through the door and say, hey guys, why are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
You gonna answer?
Oh, I give you the weird point for that.
Which mean nothing. But yay.
To, yeah, I am here to either defeat the Scorpion General or keep her here. Locked up.
Darul?
I'm with them. I'm just trying to make sure they're safe. I think we want to keep the general from being disturbed.
Cool. You guys want to come on in?
Should we wait?
Okay. I'm gonna take my helmet and like slide it through the two golems and see what happens.
Okay. As you do, there is a sudden burst of movement, and the golems step to the side. And they go back to that almost invisible sentry mode, if you will.
Cool, that's not what I thought was gonna happen. But
Cool. Come on in, guys.
That's right. You better run.
The gang's all here.
Since Y is gone at the moment, am I able to talk to this, I don't know, woman who is meditating?
don't talk to the woman who's meditating, who's most likely. Do we know if she's the Scorpion General or not?
As
I would
you
know.
are,
I would know because I've seen her in my visions.
Miles would know, but you have found various coinage, both at Castle Siphon and in the temple. You've seen different iconography of the Scorpion General, a profile of a woman with very severe, like, facial features, and yeah, it's probably the Scorpion General.
Oh, cool. I'm not going to talk to her then.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I was just trying to adjust.
That sounded like it hurt.
No, it's fine. So, as I'm coming into the room, help me understand what the Scorpion General looks like. Like she's just meditating. And maybe what I do is say to Miles, like, who's that? What's her deal, man?
She's the Scorpion General. She wants to destroy the world. We read about her on those wooden plaques, and we don't want her to leave.
So we should kill her.
No. Leave her
No,
alone.
I think we should just leave her in her prison and make sure no one else can get in.
So we should kill her.
She needs a cold soul one to get out.
I might be carrying that. I'm definitely not going to say that when I'm next to the crystal ball and make sure no one else can hear that.
Why would you be carrying that?
She's in my head.
I don't think that constitutes your soul being cold.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
You might, for all we know, though, be the bringer of the cold soul one, which theoretically, I mean, like, my money's been on Vave this whole time. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I just pointed at her.
So I'm a little worried that why are we here? What are we doing?
We're going to put the building on lockdown. That was the goal.
Did we do that?
No, we haven't done that yet. I was going to talk to the person who was meditating because I thought that might have been like the control system. I've been like, yo, you need to do some stuff. But that's not who it was. So now we just need to figure out how to do that.
So it's the Scorpion General? That's who that is?
Yeah.
What?
I thought the goal was to defeat the Scorpion General.
To defeat her?
Yeah.
I feel like she's a baby icon. I don't think level 3 champions can beat the Scorpion. I feel like
Hey, a question to the DM. If we attempt to fight the Scorpion General, are we just going to die? Okay, let me rephrase. Is she an icon? She's not an icon. Cool.
No.
So we have a decent chance, maybe, of defeating her.
Just because she's not an icon doesn't mean we have a decent chance.
Also, the fact that she's been in here for so long does not feel like a good... It feels very bad. Like, we shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I feel like this prison has worked for as long as it has for a reason.
Yeah. Like, I feel like we should put it in lockdown, maybe send the security to
How
the little
weird.
village, and then...
How are we gonna get out if it's on lockdown?
I mean, personally, I think we should kill all the cultists.
I think we should kill all the cultists for sure, but also I think that getting out of here is not going to be as difficult for us as it will for anyone else, because we've passed the tests and we're not here to free her.
I feel like we should have brought a cultist along just to see what would have happened.
I don't know if I like that idea either. Go ahead, Becca. You have something.
I would like Y to make a wisdom check with the elemental hermit background.
Hey, has that little fire thing been following us around, or did that leave us?
Well, why don't you make an, observation check there?
Cool.
$29? I can't hear you.
This has been really way too easy.
I'm sorry. What is this supposed to be?
Wisdom?
Okay. Background.
You got one for observation?
I mean, temple infiltrator. I always look for people when I'm running around.
Okay.
All right, I got a 28.
8. Okay.
I got a 27.
Fire elemental. You see it kind of squeezing through a crack in the wall, cackling as it disappears.
I say
Running away, or like just leaving, cause why not?
I'm gonna
Hey.
call.
How good are you at reading others' intentions?
Great.
Okay, so give me a charisma and level and a background for being able to understand the intentions of others. Why do people do what they do?
How bad? It's not the worst, but she's probably going to want to use some of those
It's not good.
numbers that we have.
Okay. Warlord, because I need to do that in order to know which side people are on. First of all. So with that, I have a 14.
Do you want to add that +5?
Not just saying goodbye. And it's not running away scared.
I'm going to call out to it and be like, hey, Mr. Fire. Did it have a name? Did we name it? Doesn't have a name? Cool. Hey, Fire Boy.
Oh, good.
So like Shark Boy or Lava Girl.
I guess so. Hey, Fire Elemental, what's going on?
It has disappeared through the crack, and it does not answer you.
Fire's name in Hell's Moving Castle.
No.
Oh, I like that. I know what you. Yep. Anyway. Okay. Anyone else have ideas?
I. Whew, so can we? I don't know. Can I like go to the crystal and find out what happens to people when the golems know they're not worthy?
I like that idea.
Yeah, you kind of figure out, a rewind. Just kind of swipe left a lot. And it eventually gets to a point where you see someone stumble into the room, very torn robes, clutching a rather ceremonial looking dagger, and you kind of recognize it as one of the cultists, and it stumbles forward, and the golems step like they did around, and after a brief moment, there's some fist smashing and some
Face smashing.
flying and bones
Neat.
left.
Is there any way through the system that we could, I guess, inform the system that someone bad is here?
You could probably do that.
Let's do it.
I like that idea.
Well, when we talked
It was
about
your
trying
own
to put it
idea.
on lockdown earlier.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I have a question then.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know how intricate the system is, but knowing that I have it all there, I would be able to see how much, I don't know, how much force it has. Would it be able to stop these people?
These people are
The group that is in the tent camp right
Well,
now.
and in the army.
And then, assuming the army isn't here yet, because we can sort of see everything through the crystal ball, I'm assuming they're not here yet, right?
you do not see them.
Okay.
Viv would actually be the best one to understand strengths of armies.
All right.
And like who would win in a fight. So
how are we operating this crystal? How are we making it work?
how are you making it work? I mean, Trip is working with some sort of fate system.
Yeah, I don't think I'm unless Miles, are you having me do this?
Yeah, I'm having you sort of scroll through, and I'll interpret to the group, and we're all just basically debating. Nice. And I guess
Wait, this is
since we all know that she was a warlord at one point.
You know that?
Yeah, you told us.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, on the way here, and you were like, "Oh, I'm a warlord," and we were all like, "What?" And you were like, "I didn't say that."
I did not actually say that.
You
I
totally
said
did.
I prefer Lord and then said nothing.
All right. Anyways, I'm going to ask you, what do you think is, and I relay all of that stuff to her.
Do we know how big the army is?
You knew based on the amount of supplies being loaded in the temple, you would have had a good understanding of the size of the army.
Okay. So do I know if this will be able to take on?
This would probably, it is enough to deter and stop the current cultists, if only because they do not seem as dedicated as some other people would be. However, a concentrated army going through the maze, wiping out the plants, which you see are a part of the security system, and the golems, they would be able to defeat them. And so while it would take resources, they would make it through the temple.
So we should get them while we can.
Get who?
The people who are here, who aren't as
Well, we need to get the army because that's who the concern is for.
right. But if we can get rid of these people, maybe we can be more prepared for the oncoming.
Great question.
I don't know.
Okay, so can we break it down more simply? I'm gonna do this as Ja Rule, just because I'm a little bit thicker, denser, that kind of thing. You know, like Ja Rule would just start going, okay, so we know there's a lot of bad guys out there. We've got some resources at our disposal here. What do we have? Do we have more of those golem things? We got more plants. Do we have anything else? What kind of stuff? Can we throw stuff at them? Do we need to lure them in? What can this thing do for us? Or should we just get out of here?
Ooh. Would it make sense to lure them in slow, or I mean, maybe not slowly, but over time?
Well,
I
if you
said-
say over time and with resources they can defeat it, then we either make them rush and screw it up, or we go and tip things. I don't know. What do we got? We got some kind of fireballs. We got something we can. I don't know. Look at the giant crystal ball thing and ask you what it has. Let's figure out what it's got.
Trip's gonna figure out what it's got.
Show us what you got.
There's some things just to remind you of things you've seen in the temple that you have learned about. The plants that are just woven throughout the halls. You do have someone who's pretty good with the elements who may be able to enhance or support these plants.
Yeah, Shawnee.
Whoa, okay.
You have the golems, and as you go through the system, there are several other places where golems are stationed. You just came through a different way. There's the fact that the doors were impassable until the riddle was answered. Vave?
We didn't really run into any booby traps. Are those still a thing?
They are. You guys in your intelligent, like finding your way through the maze, you ended up circumventing a lot of those booby traps.
Do we have any ghosts?
These are all things that we had jotted down.
Yes. The spirit, you get the sense are not on this level. They would be within the prison themselves.
Okay.
But something else that you have seen was a small tunnel dug out by a sandworm.
With sandworm babies in it, if I remember right.
Are
Yeah,
they
well, I don't remember.
part of the security?
No, that is more of a where it is located environmental. I'm just going to go out and I'm going to tell you guys, we'll probably continue about 5 more minutes. And once you guys have a plan, that is where we're going to stop for tonight. Okay. So you guys can decide if you want to try to stop the army, stop the cultists, kill the general, enhance things.
I vote not killing the general.
Okay.
Second.
Yeah.
I vote kill the general.
I feel like our whole mission was to just make sure that nobody lets her out. Like,
Yeah.
weren't we just supposed to defend against the?
Basically, make sure she was sealed is what our
See,
job
my
was.
understanding was to kill her because if we kill her, then we get paid a lot more, first of all, and it's for sure she'll never get out.
Can we manipulate a sandworm?
I was thinking you could lure the sandworm with some of the fairies, since they're just mooks who don't actually do anything and they just disappear.
Also, I was thinking we could set out some of those hallucinogenic mushrooms so that they eat them and then they're not worth
I
crap
think,
in a battle.
Rachel, I think the hallucinogenic mushrooms, and Becca, correct me if I'm wrong, are the hallucinogenic mushrooms actually those pods that are producing the fairies?
You're fairly certain that the hallucinogenic mushrooms are more of a leftover from the sandworms.
Okay. Neat.
So manipulate a sandworm into here, into the cultists, into the tunnel. Then we'll bank right, and the sandworm will just eat the general.
I think we should sick the sandworms on the cultists first, and then maybe once all of the cultists are taken care of, then we can maybe deal with general.
Can I ask Orion what he needs to do to get his honor back?
Yes, please do that.
He looks pretty pensive and he goes, I have to stop the general. And once I do that, and the queen knows, I can go back to Estelin.
What do you mean stop the general? She's already locked away.
But people are trying to free her. And if she gets free, it's not going to be good.
Okay, so the way I see it, we don't have to kill her. We just got to make sure this ship is ready to sail. You know, no holes, no leaks. You know what I'm saying?
How did we get through though?
Because we don't want to let her out.
Yeah.
You're pure of heart.
Sure.
Does everyone else?
No.
And there's no way the cultists could manipulate anyone else who's pure of heart to get through this and let out the scorpion general.
I can hear your eyes rolling from here.
So I think what we need to do is we should take out the people who are here. And then
Sandworms. What?
I'm all about that. I think that's a great idea.
I'm still with Vave on killing her.
We should do our best to
I'll accept the
take care
great
of the
stroke.
general as well.
Let's table killing the general until we deal with the cultists, and then we'll reassess. Let's circle back.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. Okay.
Can the system put any more guards on this room or like an extra cage around her or anything?
It cannot create anything that's not already here.
Okay.
Can the system create? So this is a labyrinth. Can it move around?
Yep, 100% can.
Did Becca? Oh no, she's thinking.
No, I didn't freeze. I'm sorry. I'm looking at your icon tokens.
See, I wanted to say something, but
I'm gonna use. I have 2 minutes. I'm gonna use my Demoloth token.
you know what? I'll throw in a wanderer.
Just throw them all in.
The reason I want to throw the wanderer as well is his goal has been to like encourage peace and things like that, and in this there would be a sense of fulfillment there, being able to stop these things from happening.
Okay.
And he's been around the woods, been around the block a couple times, so I don't know, there would be a way to make the labyrinth more labyrinthy.
Okay. How would So your relationship with Demoloth is not a positive one.
Correct.
So he would not help you, but knowledge of him or allies that are against him could help you.
Well, so I feel like that just means that the Wanderer can help me.
I mean, that's true. Knowledge.
No.
Demoloth.
I mean, honestly, my thought was a reluctant, he doesn't want somebody else to take over. He wants to take over, and I'm the only one who can get him back. So if he reluctantly helps me, maybe I would help him one day.
Okay.
A favor
Okay.
for a favor.
All right. Sounds pretty good.
Oh.
So, with all of that, I'm going to give you guys kind of the week to at least think of a plan in your own brains. If you don't actually talk about it online or through text or anything, that's fine. But give you guys some time to think about the plan. How are you going to secure this better, and whether or not you will actually go into the dungeon and confront the scorpion.
Oh.
And so this is where we will end for tonight with all of this kind of building. You guys did waylay the army, so you probably have a day or two before they get here. And so this is where we're going to end tonight. I just want to thank all of our followers, all of our friends who are watching. We hope you guys enjoyed this. It was much more, I want to say manipulative, but not in a bad way, but like manipulating the situations versus charging in, which was really cool to see you guys do. I look forward to next week. For those of us who follow Iconic Production, come back next week on Monday, where hopefully the Obsidian Souls will figure out how to secure this dungeon even more. You can tune in on Friday nights to see the 5th edition group, It Gets Worse, in Gebercan. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Iconic Production is teaming with Ulysses Spiel International to stream Fading Suns, a game that is kickstarting here a few weeks ago, has about 2 weeks left in their Kickstarter, and it's exciting to see. And then hopefully in a couple weeks after that, we'll get back to the Fading Suns and the Torg game and all of our usual programming. But thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you all, and have a lovely night.